Now note that 40% of the people thinks that Bitcoin will not reach 200,000, that's this line, before the end of 2026, that's this line. So
Bitcoin Zella stands out with its simplicity and clarity. We've crafted an experience that anyone can dive into, whether you're a crypto expert or just a new to the crypto world. Now guess who keeps his eye on us? The author of best-selling book Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. And we want to take this opportunity and thank all the people who trusted us, and we read every comment. And the best part, it's free. Subscribing now means you will get all new information for free. Don't just follow the trends, stay ahead of them. Subscribe to Bitcoin Zella today and enjoy the new edge. Plan B reveals bold Bitcoin predictions for July 2025, price targets, models, and market signals. Let's dive in and explore.
Bitcoin jumped to $107,000 end of June, a new monthly close all-time high, again, as predicted. I think there will be many more all-time highs in the months to come. So we're still far away from this 500K average that the stock-to-flow model predicts, but we also have almost 3 years to go in this cycle. So there's a lot of time to reach those levels. So orange means months until the next halving. So orange would be, well, 33, I think 32, something like that. Months until the next halving. Now note that 40% of the people thinks that Bitcoin will not reach 200,000, that's this line, before the end of 2026, that's this line. So looking at this chart, I think it go to the stock flow level and at least go to this 200K level, but 40% thinks otherwise. So that's very interesting. And I mean, it's not a crazy thought, because you see this curving of this line. So they think in diminishing return terms. So they think this curve will flatten and well, in fact, not go above the 200K line in the next 1.5 year. And that's in fact the bet that the big bet that's underlying this market. Next chart. Bitcoin market cycles. Another red dot, of course. We're still in the bull market. The bull market continues. And the question I hear a lot is, why isn't the price much higher than it is right now? Because Michael Saylor is buying, MicroStrategy, all the other Bitcoin treasury companies are buying. There's huge inflow in the ETFs. So why is the price not higher than it is right now? I think, as just an opinion, but I think investors are rotating out of Bitcoin self-custody into ETFs and MicroStrategy, Bitcoin treasury companies. A bit like I did myself. So I sold my Bitcoin that I had in self-custody, and I placed most of it in ETFs.
Bitcoin is struggling once again at the $110,000 level, marking its third failed attempt to break past this resistance since May's all-time high. The latest rejection came after stronger than expected U.S. employment data, which dented hopes of interest rate cuts before September. That unexpected news triggered uncertainty among traders, and bulls lost momentum just as Bitcoin approached the $110,000 barrier. This repeated rejection is raising serious questions about whether Bitcoin is ready to push into new highs or if it's setting up for a deeper correction. Historically, Bitcoin has shown weakness after multiple rejections near major resistance levels. Back in January, a similar pattern at $107,000, just under the previous high, preceded a sharp 14% drop. Likewise, in March 2024, BTC plunged 18% within 10 days after being rejected multiple times at $72,000. If this pattern plays out again, Bitcoin could fall anywhere from 14% to 18% from current levels, taking it below $105,000. Key support lies between $108,000 and $105,000, where several moving averages converge. Losing that zone could open the door for deeper downside. However, if Bitcoin holds that range and flips $110,000 into support, a short squeeze could push it up fast, possibly even toward $114,000. The next few days could be pivotal.
Which is, of course, for convenience sake, you have to know that in America, after Trump, the war on crypto ended. But in Europe, this war on crypto is raging on like never before with new regulation, MiCA regulation, where they declare war on self-custody. So for people in Europe, it's really hard to sell, especially old coins. And so an ETF removes all those barriers because there's no or very little know your customer and barriers compared to crypto. So yeah, I think that's behind this relatively flat bull market. So there's a lot of selling of old Bitcoin holders that put this money back in Bitcoin through an ETF or MicroStrategy. So it's a rotation actually, and not much new money. Once that rotation is done, however, and the new money flows in, of course, that's when the price should reflect the scarcity and supply shortage that we have right now in the market. Also, looking at this chart, think, by the way, of the market cycles model. It's proprietary model. I never explained what it does exactly, but think of it as a function with input a lot of on-chain variables, coin days destroyed, realized price, like that. And it outputs the market cycle phase, so bull market, distribution phase, bear market, or accumulation phase. It's just a function that transforms on-chain data into one of these four states.
Robert Kiyosaki, author of the best-selling book Rich Dad, Poor Dad, is sounding the alarm again this time, claiming the US dollar has already lost 95% of its purchasing power. Calling the dollar fake money, Kiyosaki warned his followers on X, formerly Twitter, about the dangers of saving in traditional currency. He shared a story about a friend who keeps all her savings in dollars at a local bank, refusing to consider assets like Bitcoin, gold, or silver. In his blunt words, trying to warn her was like teaching pigs to sing, a waste of time that only annoys the pig. Kiyosaki points to rising food prices as proof of the dollar's declining value and criticizes people for not connecting their shrinking savings to the cost of daily essentials. His core message? Savers are losers, a principle he's stood by for decades. Instead of relying on flat currency, he's doubling down on Bitcoin. Earlier this week, Kiyosaki revealed he had bought more Bitcoin, believing it will eventually skyrocket to $1 million per coin. While he admits the gamble might not pay off, he says he'd rather risk being wrong now than miss out entirely. For him, it's not just a trade, it's about preparing for what's coming. And do not forget to subscribe to Bitcoin Seller. The most important news will reach your inbox on a daily basis and for free. I do not know why you have not subscribed yet. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more daily updates. Remember, knowledge is power, and we're here to empower you on your financial journey. Until next time, happy investing.